Okay, so this is Elizabeth Hall with Elizabeth Hall Coaching, and today I'm speaking with Meryl Hayton. And Meryl is a coach, a yoga instructor, and an EFT practitioner. And just like yesterday when I was talking to Joanne, we're going to ask some questions just about how you're getting through this situation and what kind of things are sustaining you. And then I hear maybe we'll end with a little EFT tapping today, which will be great. And then we'll find out where we can learn more about what you do. So welcome, Meryl. Thanks for talking to me today.
Great, thanks.
Yeah.
Good to be
Yeah, so I'd love to know what kind of things are you doing to help sustain yourself through sort of all the fears and craziness of the virus we're experiencing?
Well, I do have a daily practice of meditation,
Okay.
and sometimes journaling and yoga. If I feel like there's a lot of chatter in my mind, or if I feel overwhelmed, I will do some EFT tapping.
Okay.
That's one of, those are like my three or four main go-to things on a daily basis. And because, and I was in a really good space before this virus happened, and then the virus happens and it kind of, it pulls even more away from me, I'll say. I was in a pretty good routine, right? Mm-hmm. And I thought I had like kind of everything in check, so to speak. Things were good, flowing, and then all of a sudden, right, the rug gets pulled from underneath you, and then you kind of have to reassess, and you have to get back into you have to find a new routine again, right? Mm-hmm. So then those old patterns sometimes, and those old shadows that you've kind of you thought you've dealt with, you kind of have to revisit again, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So
some of the things came up again for me, and I was like, oh boy, I guess I have to, kind of just sit and be with myself for a little bit and just process it all. It was almost like going through a grieving process, of kind of letting go of some stuff. And I had to, so what I did was, I reached out to people that I trust and that are always there to support me. And it's business colleagues, it's family, and it's friends. And from that, I realized that I needed to get myself back into my own space of being like, I'm okay with where I am right now. And how do I do that? I do that by EFT, practicing yoga, meditation, journaling, right? So I joined, like, one of my friends had a 21 days, Deepak Chopra 21 days of abundance meditation. So I said, okay, that's perfect. I can do that every day for the next 21 days. And there's a task that goes along with that every day. So that will be, something that I can do every morning. And when I feel like, I need to chill out, or if I have some thoughts that are coming up around different things, of maybe I'm comparing myself to what other people are doing, because I've had most of my business was canceled, and there's a lot of other yoga studios that are able to do things online, and then there's a lot of free content out there, so I feel a little competition. So it's helping me to go within on a much deeper level than I had done before, which is hard. It's really hard. So, I want to honor myself at that point, as well as try to still move through it and take the courageous steps to continue to move forward anyway.
Right. Yeah, so what I'm hearing is that the tools that you had before sort of helped you, and you've been prepared for this in some ways by doing those things before, the journaling, the yoga, the EFT, the meditation. So it's like you were practicing for this moment, and then this moment comes along and it's deeper and more intense than anything we've experienced before. And it is calling us all, I think, to go deeper within, but then realize that those same practices can still support us as we work our way through this bigger challenge.
Yep.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
For
And
sure.
so, what do you think this, if you're going to kind of look at it metaphorically, what do you think this virus is sort of asking of you in this moment?
Oh, I think it's asking me and the whole universe to be still, go within on a much deeper level and learn a lot of lessons, for sure. So I think that, like I said before, some of my shadows kind of came back up, and it's just, telling me to focus on going deeper within,
Right.
than I had before.
Right. And what do you think made you aware of the fact that that's what was happening? Is it just, do you think it's the training that you've already had?
I don't quite know if it was an epiphany that got me to realize, oh, I should do, right?
Yeah.
Or it was just a combination of my intuitive knowing and then, kind of collaborating with my support groups that I have and the people, so it was probably a collaborative effort, I'm going to say.
So sort of that collective energy sort of, brought you to that space.
Yep.
And are you able to see what I'm going to call a gift in any of this at this point, or not?
I have a deep feeling that there will be.
Okay.
For everybody. Well, everybody that's open to it, I guess. I think there will be a lot more people open to it than we think, or than even people themselves think. And it might take a little time to realize it. Like after things go back to the way they were, I think it might take some time for people to realize, I really would like to go back and have that time that I had when we had the virus, Or they're going to say like, oh, I feel so glad that my house is like clear of clutter. Or I'm so glad I had that time with my family. Like I feel like it's going to take time for people to, they're going to get back into the routines and they're going to be like, oh yes, I can work again and I'm busy and I can get out of my house, right? And they're going to be jumping back quickly back into their old routines. And then I think they're going to have these little epiphanies and aha moments of, yeah, there was something I really got from having to be quarantined. And so, I know there will be gifts. I can't specifically, I guess for me, I can just say right now, I will have removed more of the peeling of the onion, as you say, like I'll have removed more of those layers. That's all I can say. I don't know exactly what it is yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm having the same experience. I'm feeling the same way about some of the things that I thought I'd already dealt with are definitely coming back. And you think, haven't I worked through these kind of emotions and feelings before? And that's where I do think it is a bit of a gift in bringing it up in such a way that you can work through it again. And I love how you're saying, even if you don't know what the evidence of the gift is, you have a belief and a knowing that something good will come out of it. Yeah, that's beautiful. And how does that help sustain you through the times that feel harder?
It does. How does it? Sometimes there's a part of me that says, like, this is a struggle and this is really hard,
Mm-hmm.
but you're courageous and you
Mm-hmm.
can keep going
Mm-hmm.
because you know that there is an end to it. I know there is an end to it.
Right. So what I was hearing just then was that you're really tuning into that inner voice, and that you're hearing the wisdom of the higher self that says,
Yeah.
we don't know what this is going to look like, but we're trusting that something is going to come out of it, and we're okay in this moment right now.
Yeah, and when I feel like I need to take the time to take a nap or watch TV or read a book or whatever, I do it.
Awesome. Yeah, you're
I,
following your impulses. Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So why don't we run through a quick tapping series, and then if the video cuts out and we run out of time, I'll be sure to post with the video all the places that people can find you, because
Yeah.
I know you are doing a variety of things online for people with regard to yoga or meditation.
Right.
So, we'll be sure to post that. But would you like to take us through
Yeah.
a EFT series?
I would love to.
Awesome. Cool. Take it away.
Okay. So since there's so much overwhelm and stress going on and everybody seems to have a lot of chatter in their minds, you can do one quick round of tapping, which can help to make you feel a little bit more grounded, a little bit more calm, and maybe a little bit more clear. And that can help you before you meditate. It can help you maybe when you get up in the morning, or it can help you go to sleep at night, or just, through those, help you transition maybe throughout the day a little bit better.
Awesome.
All right, so we'll just like jump right into it, and you can follow along. For the people that out there that are watching, you just repeat after me and follow along. Okay. So we're going to tap on the side of our hand.
Okay.
And we're going to say, even though I have this overwhelm.
Even though I have this overwhelm.
Or chatter in my mind, or whatever it is that is, at the forefront that is bothering you, right? So I have this stress, I have this chatter in my mind, whatever it is, you can say that. But I still love and accept myself fully.
I still love and accept myself fully.
Right. Even though I feel overwhelmed.
Even though I feel overwhelmed.
I still love and accept myself fully.
I still love and accept myself fully.
And then one more time, even though I feel overwhelmed.
Even though I feel overwhelmed.
Right, I deeply and completely love myself.
I deeply and completely love myself.
Right. So this tapping helps to awaken the feeling, which might be a little uncomfortable, right? But it helps to awaken the feeling that you want to shift out of.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go through tapping on top of the head.
Okay.
Right. So one hand tapping on top of the head, and it can be gentle tapping or gentle rubbing. If the tapping actually makes you feel a little anxious and you don't want to tap, you can rub instead.
Okay.
Right. And you're just focusing on, I have this overwhelm.
I have this overwhelm.
Inside the eyebrows, you can do both finger pads right inside where the eyebrow starts, or just one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I have this overwhelm.
I have this overwhelm.
And then outside the eyes, one or both hands, I have this overwhelm.
I have this overwhelm.
And then under the eyes, I have this overwhelm.
I have this overwhelm.
And then under the nose, just one hand, I have this overwhelm.
I have this overwhelm.
And then on the chin, I have this overwhelm.
I have this overwhelm.
And then you'll find your collarbone, and you can do all 4 fingers if you want under the collarbone. Okay. I have this overwhelm.
I have this overwhelm.
And then under the arm, you're going to pick, I have this thing on here, you're going to pick right where the ribs meet your chest bone, right here, and you're going to tap there. Yep. I have this overwhelm.
I have this overwhelm.
And then release. Just close your eyes a moment and take a deep breath in. Big exhale out. So the tapping is tapping on Chinese meridian points that are waking up your energy and helping it to shift and neutralize your feelings. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you might feel like the energy is moving a little bit. Sometimes people get a little lightheaded, right? When you do a lot of energy work, you want to drink a lot of water, keep the energy, keep all that moving. If you feel like you start to yawn, yawning is good. It's, moving your energy.
Mm-hmm. And you just kind of do as many rounds as feels comfortable? Yeah,
I mean, that was very general and very simple. When I work with my clients, obviously it can be on any subject. Mm-hmm. And, I'm tuning into, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do they feel before they tap? And then you check after. And then if you're at a 10 and you go down to an 8, then you do another round and maybe you go down to a 6, and then you can do another round and you're down to a 4. Hopefully you keep going down.
Right. Right.
And then there's some other tools that I add in sometimes at the end that can really help shift it down too, which is great.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful tool. We were talking a little bit before about how sometimes the energy is a little too scattered to sit and feel like you can be still or meditate, but the tapping, it almost gives you something to do as you're releasing that energy. So then you might be able to go to stillness afterwards.
Yep.
So yeah, I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, even from me sitting here talking to you and doing the video, my energy was a little, you know, I had like a little, I don't know, heightened energy. I don't know how to describe it, but maybe my heart rate was like up a little bit. And just from doing that one round, I already feel like just a little bit, right?
I felt that too. Yeah, I felt that too, that coming down. So yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And since we haven't run out of video time yet, do you want to tell people where they can find you? What are some of your places? And again, I'll link the actual places in the video.
So my website is my name, MerylHayton.com. That's MERYLHAYTON.com. If you want to know my schedule for all of my online classes of yoga, meditation, EFT, and I also have like a free virtual dance party called the Connection Club on Friday in my Zoom room. Anybody's welcome to join. So that's on my Facebook page, Meryl Hayton. You can friend me on Facebook and just scroll through. It's not too far down, and you'll see the whole schedule for just this week. And then next week I'll post, you know, a different class schedule. It'll be about the same, but you know, it might make a few changes. I have a YouTube channel, Yoga with Meryl Hayton, and I have some yoga classes on there, and some yoga is on there for people that have a broken arm or injuries and limitations with their hands or wrists. So there's some chair yoga on there.
Fantastic.
And I have an EFT video, I think, on there too. Oh, if you subscribe to my website, you do get a free video on EFT tapping to help release feeling unworthy and inadequate.
Okay. Beautiful.
What else? Website. Oh, my email. If you want to email me privately and ask me any questions, or want me to just send you my online schedule to your email without doing any of the other signing ups or whatever, you can email me at my name, MerylHayton@gmail.com.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining with us and sharing some of your tips and tools, and you know, just talking about the challenge that we're all facing in getting through this global pandemic. So
yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having
your time. Yeah. All right. We'll see you later.